It's really important to call right away and to get us on your side early on so that we can help you to get the best outcome and best recovery for your case.
So if you're injured in a crash with a drunk driver, do you count on the district attorney to look out for you? We're going to find out the answer to that question and a bunch more right now, because that's what we're going to ask the lawyer. Hi again, everybody. I'm Rob Rosenthal with AskTheLawyers.com. My guest is Maryland attorney Gwen-Marie Davis Hicks. Remember, I want to remind you right off the top, if you want to ask Gwen-Marie questions about your own situation, it's easy. You can go to AskTheLawyers.com, click the button up at the top that says Ask a Lawyer. It doesn't cost you anything to ask your question, or you can just call the phone number that you'll see on the screen during our conversation. Gwen-Marie, good to see you again. Thank you for making some time for us.
Absolutely. It's always a pleasure to see you.
So let's talk about someone who's injured in a crash with a drunk driver. Can the injured person rely on the DA to help them recover any damages and that sort of thing?
No. The DA, or in Maryland we call it the prosecutor's office, is simply there for criminal charges. And here in Maryland, if you are injured by a drunk driver, you need to call a personal injury attorney to assist you, to help you to recover for damages that may occur under an event like that.
So let's say someone's going to do that. Let's say they're going to contact you to help them. When do they do that, Gwen-Marie? Do they need to wait till after the criminal case is over and how that's been decided? What's the timing?
No, call right away. Oftentimes there's critical evidence that is needed, and the sooner you call a competent attorney, the faster and the better and the more information and details that we can have to help to prove your case and to help you recover. I mean, there's probably witnesses, all types of information that we need to get early on. So don't delay.
And let's say for some reason the criminal case, the drunk driver, for whatever reason, isn't found guilty of drunk driving. Does that have any basis on the civil case?
Not at all. Not at all. You could still go forward and pursue your civil case. I mean, it's separate and apart from if the driving was negligent, you should be able to still recover for the damages involved in the case. There's also different evidence that you could talk about. For example, okay, so he did not get a guilty conviction, but a witness may say he smelled like alcohol, or the way he was driving seemed erratic, or different adjectives where the jury can infer different things from it. So either way, if there's negligence there, we want to help you to recover what you deserve.
Let's say maybe sort of the opposite. Let's say the other person was driving drunk and they're convicted of drunk driving in the criminal court. Could that possibly increase the damages that would be available to the person injured?
Yes, it could. There's obviously a way to go about it because the defense attorney is going to try to keep all of that stuff out from evidence. But there's a lot of ways and factors that you could use for it to help your case. So again, it's really important to call right away and to get us on your side early on so that we can help you to get the best outcome and best recovery for your case, period.
So let's talk about that a little bit. Why is that so important? Why is it important to get somebody like yourself as early as possible? And what sort of things can you do for them?
Well, if you call, one, we can get an investigator on the case right away. Oftentimes, too, did you get witness statements? Sometimes you didn't, because oftentimes you're taken right away to the ambulance. Before witnesses' memories are typically fresh, earliest immediately following a car collision, as you're describing here. So it's good to be able to have an investigator or having a law firm to be able to talk to them, to be able to put stories together, to be able to talk to the police officer that investigated the scene. There's so many different factors to be able to inspect the vehicle. You know, things like that early on help to make or break your case. And sometimes there may not be witnesses. I've had it in different scenarios where there was no witness. So we're having to put different evidence together, and stuff like that is crucial. Was there video footage? Is there cameras nearby? You know, things like that are very important. And if you wait, for example, FOIA requests, it could be too late to get the video footage. it could be too late if a gas station nearby destroys their evidence after 30 days. But right away, you get on the case, you could build your case so that you can obviously, you have the burden of proof to be able to prove your case. And we want to gather all the evidence possible so that we can give you the best recovery possible.
Let's talk about sometimes, unfortunately, drunk drivers they'll leave the scene, hit and run, and maybe they aren't caught by the police. Could someone still have a case? Do they still need someone like yourself to help them in that sort of situation?
Yes, absolutely. Obviously, again, we would still try to investigate and see if we can find them. Also, too, we would check to see if you have underinsured motorist coverage or uninsured motorist coverage. In this case, the person doesn't have insurance because we don't know who hit you.
Right.
So you would be able to file a claim against your own insurance company early on. And they have an interest, too, to help to see whether or not we can help locate the at-fault driver as well. I mean, did somebody get a picture of a plate? Again, the video footage comes into play. There's so many factors. The early bird gets the worm in this case. If you don't, for example, if you're hearing this and, oh man, it's been 30 days or it's been, a few days after, can I still call? Absolutely. We can do what we can to help, but it's best if you call early on.
Lots of great, helpful information as always, Gwen-Marie. Thank you for making some time to answer our questions.
Thank you for having me.
That's going to do it for this episode of Ask the Lawyer. My guest has been attorney Gwen-Marie Davis Hicks from Maryland. Remember, if you want to ask her questions of your own, it's easy. Just go to AskTheLawyers.com. Click the button up at the top that says Ask a Lawyer. It'll walk you right through the process, and it doesn't cost anything to ask your questions. Thanks for watching, everybody. I'm Rob Rosenthal with Ask the Lawyers.